Are you looking to become a sterile processing technician? If so, there's one crucial step that you can't skip, and that's passing the CRCST certification exam. So to become a sterile processing tech, you need to pass this critical exam conducted by the HSPA. It's the industry standard, and most employers will typically demand the CRCST certification while hiring entry-level sterile processing techs. Now, maybe you've heard this exam is difficult, or perhaps you're just not sure how to prepare effectively. Well, here's something you should know. While many candidates struggle with this exam, it doesn't have to be that way for you. So guys, in this video, I'm going to share CRCST exam secrets that most candidates don't know about. Insider information that could dramatically increase your chances of passing the first time. So here's what I'm going to cover. What's on the CRCST exam and how is it structured? The little known secret about provisional certification that most people just miss. Common mistakes that cause people to fail, the true foundation for exam success, and most importantly, I'll share a proven approach that could help you start towards that career without wasting a bunch of time and wasting a bunch of money. This approach has helped students across the country start towards a career as a sterile processing technician. Now, pay complete attention because what I'm going to cover today could potentially change your life this year. By the way, I'm Grant, and I've been featured in multiple publications for my work in education. My mission is to help students transition into new careers faster and without all those big price tags. Okay, so first, let's talk about what this exam actually is. So the CRCST exam is conducted by the Healthcare Sterile Processing Association, or HSPA. It's typically considered the most popular certification for sterile processing technicians. Now, when you pass this exam, you earn the title of Certified Registered Central Service Technician, a credential that's recognized and respected nationwide. The exam consists of 150 multiple choice questions covering various aspects of sterile processing. Now, you'll have 3 hours to complete it, and you need a score of 70% or higher to pass. Now, the exam covers several key domains, including cleaning, decontamination and disinfection, preparation and packaging, sterilization process, storage and transportation, and several other critical areas. Now, I've added the link for the latest exam structure in the description below, but don't click there yet. We've got some important things to discuss. Having this certification tells employers you understand those critical protocols and the procedures necessary for patient safety. It demonstrates your commitment to the field and your professional development. Now, let me share something that many people don't realize about the CRCST certification, something that could save you months of waiting. So you might have heard that you need 400 hours of hands-on experience to get certified. And yes, to obtain the full CRCST certification, you do need those clinical hours. But here's the secret that most people don't know. You can still get what's called a provisional certification without those clinical hours. That's right, you can take the exam right after completing your training program without any prior experience in a sterile processing department. So when you pass the exam, HSPA will issue you a provisional CRCST certification, and then you have up to 6 months to complete the 400 clinical hours and submit the documentation to receive your full certification. This is a game changer, guys, because it means that you can apply for jobs with your provisional certification in hand. You can tell those employers, hey, I've passed the CRCST exam and I've got my provisional certification and I'm ready to start working. Many sterile processing departments will hire candidates with provisional certification because they know you've already demonstrated the knowledge needed to pass the exam. You'll then complete your clinical hours while you're working in your new role. So let me say that again. You start working while you get your clinicals. This approach could potentially shave months off of your job search timeline. So guys, keep listening. I've got tons of other secrets and tips like this that are going to help you out immensely. Now, before we dive in on how to prepare effectively, let's talk about why people fail the CRCST exam. The biggest reason is so simple. It's inadequate preparation. So many candidates underestimate the exam's difficulty. They think that just because they've worked in a related field or took a quick course or bought some flashcards, that they'll pass easily, but that's rarely the case. Another common mistake is focusing on the wrong material. The CRCST exam is very specific about what it tests. And if your study materials aren't aligned with the current HSPA guidelines, well, you could waste time learning information that won't be even on the exam. Now, some people also fail because they don't understand the exam format. Multiple choice questions can be tricky sometimes. The difference between the right answer and a wrong one is rather subtle. And finally, test anxiety gets many candidates. They might know the material, but they freeze up or second guess themselves during that actual exam. So then what's the real secret to passing the CRCST exam? And it all starts with getting the right training. Guys, this is the absolute foundation of your success. Without proper training that specifically prepares you for that CRCST exam, you're essentially setting yourself up for failure. The right training program will cover all the exam content domains in the proper depth, provide practice questions similar to what you'll see on the actual exam, and the curriculum should be in line with the latest HSPA guidelines. Now remember that this exam tests your understanding of proper sterile processing procedures, protocols, and rationales. So you need training that helps you truly comprehend these concepts and not just memorizing facts. When candidates fail the CRCST exam, it's rarely because they lack the ability to understand the material. It's almost always because they didn't receive the right preparation. So where should you get your training? Most people immediately think of community colleges or vocational schools. But here's the problem. These traditional programs often have significant drawbacks when it comes to CRCST exam preparation. First, the cost is a major issue. These programs typically cost between $8,000 to $10,000 in tuition alone. Now that's a lot of money to spend, especially when you're trying to start a new career. Secondly, these programs usually take 9 to 12 months to complete. That's a long time to wait before you can even take the certification exam and start applying for jobs. Third, the rigid schedules can also be a real challenge. If you're already working or you've got family commitments, it's incredibly difficult to try to rearrange your life around these campus-based classes that might be scheduled at inconvenient times. So for busy adults looking to pass the CRCST exam and start their careers quickly, that traditional approach often just doesn't make sense. Now, some people often consider online programs. And don't get me wrong, online is absolutely the right way to go. However, the major problem with some online programs is that they don't update their curriculum to stay aligned with those latest HSPA guidelines and exam content. So this means you could spend thousands of dollars and many months studying material that doesn't directly prepare you for that certification you need. So what do? What's the alternative? How do you get the right training that prepares you for the CRCST exam 100% online, but without those fixed schedules, without those big price tags, or that bloated curriculum, plus a training that is backed by an accredited university? Well, guys, this is exactly why we created the Preppy Sterile Processing Technician program. We designed it specifically to help students pass the CRCST exam on the first attempt and start towards their careers as quickly as possible. So here's how Preppy's approach is different. First, our program is 100% online and self-paced. And this means that you can study whenever and wherever works for you. Early mornings, late nights, weekends, during lunch breaks, it's entirely up to you. You don't have to rearrange your entire life around these class schedules. You can fit your CRCST exam preparation around your current job and your family commitments. Second, our curriculum is laser focused on passing that CRCST exam. Our course is updated every year and is in line with the latest HSPA guidelines. We don't waste your time with material that won't be on the test. Instead, we concentrate on building the specific knowledge and understanding that you need to pass the certification exam on your first try. Third, our program includes interactive quizzes that mimic the actual CRCST exam format. So this helps you become comfortable with the types of questions you may encounter and teaches you how to approach them effectively. Many of our students report that the actual exam felt familiar because they'd practiced with similar questions through our program. Fourth, our program is in partnership with an accredited university. When you complete the training program, you get a certificate of completion from this accredited university. So with Preppy, you're not just getting a completion certificate from some random organization that nobody's ever heard of. Essentially, your training is through this well-known accredited university, and you're getting a certificate from this respected university. Guys, this is huge because along with that CRCST certification, a university certificate could help build trust in you as that ideal candidate. Fifth, Preppy's program eliminates the fluff that you typically see with college programs. You get laser sharp training that prepares you for the career and the certification exam. And because of this, you could complete Preppy's program in as little as 4 months. Yep, 4 months. Now, at the same time, we also understand that some people need more time with their training. And plus, life happens. Kids get sick, work gets crazy, things come up. So that's why you have complete access to Preppy's program for a full year. You can pause, take breaks, and pick up right where you left off. There's no missed classes, no falling behind, and no stress. So this gives you the freedom to learn at your own pace and revisit lessons multiple times if you want. With Preppy, you're in complete control and you have the freedom to learn on your terms. And finally, with Preppy, you're eligible for an externship opportunity. With an externship, you'll typically experience what it's like to work at a local hospital or healthcare facility, and you could get hands-on experience in an actual sterile processing department. We help students coordinate these externships regardless of where you live across the United States, and it's available nationwide. Externships are valuable because they could give you that hands-on clinical experience, which you could cite on your resume and potentially use towards that 400-hour requirement. So essentially, in addition to that formal training and certification prep, you're also eligible for us to assist you with obtaining that real-life clinical experience. So here's a quick recap of everything you get with Preppy's program. 100% online, self-paced training. University certificate, ready for CRCST certification. Eligible for an externship opportunity, job assistance services. In this landscape where so many programs don't adequately prepare you for the CRCST exam, Preppy offers a solution specifically designed for busy adults who want to pass their certification and start towards their careers quickly. So how much does it cost? On-campus programs are absurdly expensive, often costing $8,000 to $10,000 or more. But Preppy, on the other hand, is insanely affordable. Everything I talked about is included, no hidden fees or costs. With Preppy, you can get your training, pass your CRCST exam, and start towards your sterile processing career for a fraction of what you'd pay elsewhere. You can also enroll using payment plans as well. To check out the program and enroll, you can click on the link below, and I'll also add it to the pinned comments. Let me share some of the student stories. Meet Joel. Before Preppy, Joel was already working and was looking for a career change as a sterile processing technician. He worked during the day, so he wanted a program that could fit his busy schedule and decided to go with Preppy. He really enjoyed the program and feels ready to switch to his dream career. Meet Michelle. Michelle is a busy mom who wanted to start a new career, and she says, I would recommend Preppy to anyone, and I believe that this is one of the best out there. I thought this was perfect for me. Thank you, Preppy, for offering this program. These are just a few examples, and with Preppy, we're on a mission to revolutionize training for sterile processing technicians. The Preppy approach is not just a training program, it's a step-by-step system designed to help busy adults like you get job ready in as little as 4 to 6 months. I mean, just imagine that a few months from now, you could be holding your CRCST certification in hand, working in a sterile processing department, and building a rewarding career in healthcare. Well, I'm so happy that all of this could be possible. And the first step is to get that right training that prepares you to pass the CRCST exam. And if you like what Preppy has to offer and how hard we've worked to put this together, you can click the link below and enroll today. So remember, passing the CRCST exam doesn't have to be difficult or stressful. With the right preparation approach, you can walk into that testing center with confidence and walk out with your certification. Remember, that key to success is getting training that's specifically designed to help you pass the certification exam and not wasting time and money on programs that don't focus on your actual goal. So if this video was helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps our channel grow. And hey, if you want to learn more about the sterile processing career, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This was Grant signing off. Take care.